The world sees explosion, but the real story is happening in silence, and India is right at the center of it. Hello, friends. I am Alok Oak, and you're watching Yugaswar. Just 3 weeks ago, India stood in a spotlight in a foreign parliament under the global attention. The Prime Minister was honored, a symbol of rising influence, a sign of trust, a moment that told the world India has chosen its partner. It looked clear, it looked decisive. But geopolitics thrives in contradiction because while the cameras captured applause, another reality was quietly taking shape. This week, India's Foreign Trade Ministry, no cameras, no headlines. Across the table sat Iran's ambassador, not a speech, but with a message. Free seized container, critical medical supplies, and a proposal. Safe passage through Strait of Hormuz. This is not just a waterway. Nearly 20% of world's oil passes through this narrow stretch. Any disruption here doesn't just raise prices. It shakes economies. It triggers global panic. And India had a choice. Pick a right side or risk everything. India chose something far more difficult. It said yes to both sides. While the world watched missiles being positioned and warships shadowing each other in the Persian Gulf, India moved differently. India moved quietly. India moved strategically. Indian vessels, including LPG carriers, continued to pass through Hormuz, not because the danger had vanished, but because diplomacy had stepped in where conflict was expected. But let's be clear, this was not peace, this was a balance, and a balance is fragile. There were whispers in strategic circle, unverified, unconfirmed, but impossible to ignore. Talk of intelligence sharing, of covert alignments, of naval confrontation lost beneath surface of public knowledge. Because in global politics, truth is often layered and rarely complete. And yet India didn't stop back, or yet India didn't step back. Because this is not just strategy. This is a necessity. And India rather imports 80% of its crude oil needs. A disruption in Hormuz is not an inconvenience. It's a crisis. Fuel price surges, inflation rises, and a growth slows. And just when that pressure builds at sea, another storm gathers on the land. It's fertilizers. India depends heavily on imports for key fertilizers like urea and potash. Global supply are tightening. Export restrictions are increasing, and the timing couldn't be worse. So as the monsoon is approaching, if fertilizers availability drops, crop yield fall. If crop yield fall, food prices will rise. And when food prices rises, the impact reaches every home, every Indian home. So when India secures safe passage through Hormuz, it is not just protecting ships, it is not just protecting economies, it's farmers, it's people, and around the world, nations are reacting. Some are choosing sides, some are stepping back, some are preparing for escalation. India is doing something far more complex. It is engaging with both the sides without fully aligning with either. And if you are someone who wants to understand these hidden forces shaping India's future, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends and families. Because what you don't see is often what matters the most. And for now, the strategy is working. Ships are moving, energy is flowing, crisis is being managed. But every passing days adds pressure because this is not a stable equilibrium. This is a high risk gamble. And the question is no longer what India is doing. The real question is how long can India balance between the global rivals? Jai Hind.